The end is near. Okay, maybe that's an exaggeration, but chaos is ahead of us since not only is F1 back, it's back for the Brazilian Grand Prix. I say chaos will come since F1 fans know exactly what I mean, but for the newbies this season, this track is regarded as one of, if not the best track on the calendar. It is so unbelievably optimized for racing that even the bad years like 2023 have a banger race at the venue, so imagine how a good year can end up here. I mean, I wouldn't call this year a good one, however, these last few races have been some of the best in the regulation period, dare I say. Monza had some nice action along with Baku, but the real head turners have been these past two races in COTA and Mexico. In the span of 6 or 8 races, the title has been completely flipped over, and that's because of two things. One is how Piastri has decided to go on holiday 2 months early, and the other is how the other teams have caught up to McLaren, which I guess is to be expected since when a team has a car so good, they can't afford to stop development early and focus on next year. But the twist in that story is how the drivers weren't that good, which balanced out the car gap. So now that the car isn't so ahead, we have a proper competition now. Max and his Red Bull so desperately trying to claw his way back from 100 points down to get the title. He's only 36 points now. George and his Mercedes car is just trying to stay behind and let the competition kill each other. Charles and his Ferrari is so desperate to just win at least once this season. And of course, we have the two McLaren drivers who are still fast, don't get me wrong, but just like that little extra oomph the car once gave them in the season. And what better place for all this to boil over than Interlagos? Like I said, this track is just so wonderful since many classic moments have happened here. That turn 1 and turn 3 complex is so beautiful with moments such as Lewis and Max kissing again for memories in 2022. That complex is then followed by the beginning of the second sector where also in 22, Charles got spun around by Lando and featured the death of many drivers last year. Then after a set of slower speed corners, we enter the final turn in the second sector where Lewis put Albon's confidence in the grave to a degree I'm not even sure he has recovered from. And finally, we have the last sector, which is just one turn and all straight, which leads to awesome moments like check when Alonso's run to the line for third, and Lewis and Gasly's similar run as well. Want another sweet cherry on top for the weekend too? There could be rain in the air. Guys, this race weekend has got to be good, so let us find out by listening to teams to watch, the drivers to watch, the drama from the past weekend, and of course, my predictions for the sessions. Go subscribe if you are new if you love Brazil, and let's get to cracking now.
See those clouds up in the corner? That's where the rain is coming from.
As always, people, we got the teams to watch first up, and things are getting very juicy now. Mexico was a bit of a wild weekend since I don't think a single soul predicted what happened there. Many teams we thought for sure to be down and out for the championship battles have somehow pulled a result from their ass and gotten something sweet. Haas are now again fighting for 7th, Ferrari have been put back up to 2nd, and Red Bull are fully in that fight now. I mean, many crazy things are going on. So like I alluded to, I think one team we should watch is Haas since I'm still questioning how they did what they did in Mexico. That car from the jump seemed to love the circuit, which is strange to me. Mexico and COTA are sort of similar since they do share many traits, and in COTA, Haas were alright, so I just thought maybe a P9 at most was in for Haas at Mexico, but lo and behold, Behrman nearly stood on that podium and Ocon had a sound drive from the back to get decent points. Their strategy, like most of the season so far, was top notch and it got them huge results, which I guess leaves us questioning, could we get a repeat? Ocon last year in Brazil stood on the podium and for a while looked set to win it, and while Behrman was one of many casualties, he now has a shitload of more experience, so this race weekend could be very interesting for Haas. And the team they're chasing for 7th is Aston Martin, who are the next team to discuss. Quick question, viewer, did you see Aston Martin at all in the last race? Besides Alonso rage quitting out of the race, was there a single moment when they were on screen? I mean, this team is in crisis and I fear their time is up. The only reason why I'm even mentioning them here is because looking at the past couple of years, Aston have performed well, so if they can nab up a result to take them to 6th or at least stay ahead of Haas, then here would make sense. But my word, I know I give Alpine shit for being the worst team. I mean, I literally have stopped talking about them for this segment, but I actually think Aston is my least favorite team this year. I mean, everything they're doing is pissing me off. Like, even if they win the damn race, I'd probably still be mad. I hate bipolar teams, and Aston is the epitome of that. So if they're good here somehow, I'm gonna need that till the end of the season, but for now, I'ma still hate. But the next team I want to discuss is Williams, and that's mainly for one reason only. This race weekend is the one where I think we can comfortably and confidently say that they will be P5 in the constructors, because realistically, all it takes is for Racing Bulls to get like 5th and 7th in one race, and both Williams without a point, for them to be under pressure. But time is ticking, and with very little races left, I doubt that even if that happens, that it will amount to anything. All season long, Williams have been mighty solid, and while they score like a good 80% of the similar points before Britain, they still have performed solidly since we are still seeing them pull results out of their ass. And with Carlos finally performing at the level we expected of him when he was signed, not only are they looking very likely to seal the deal in the constructors, but also likely for an amazing 2026 season. I think I speak for everyone when I say that we all want Williams back up again to properly fight for results, and next year could be that chance, but for now, watch Williams since they will likely lock out 5th for themselves. But now we have the top dogs, and if only it was that easy for all of them. Let's begin with Mercedes, who after one bad week are back down to 3rd in the constructors. This fight for 2nd in the constructors is mighty tight and close, and realistically, it is absolutely anyone's game. That fight is basically on a weekend by weekend basis, since Mercedes could win 1-2-1 race, and then the next we get whatever Mexico was. But luckily for Mercedes, Brazil has been nice to them in recent years, but with the field so tight and close, they are going to need to hope and pray that Ferrari have a bad one, because they will need to fight for absolutely everything if they want that 2nd place. Or they could sit back and get more wind tunnel time, which may not be a bad idea. But next up, we have Ferrari, who are 2nd once again. Literally how? When Charles and or Lewis have been performing this season, bad luck gets in their way, and it's really frustrating, you know. I genuinely think a double podium was on the cards in Mexico, but because of the penalty nonsense, that chance withered away, and man, why can't I be sane in this team? I want to say Brazil will be good for the team because its characteristics will benefit the car, but at the same time, who knows, man? This team is a wild card. It's right when we think they are gone, they come back and they are lethal when they are present. So my advice for everybody, be prepared for anything. We'll either win 1-2 or have a double DNF. Who the hell knows? And finally, I have the duo of Red Bull and McLaren. I'm pairing them up again because their stories are similar, except for one thing. Red Bull are now in the fight for 2nd in the standings fully, and we could always count on Max to get points, but Yuki, he is starting to cook. He has been looking much faster in the past weeks, and if it weren't for strategy last week, Yuki is on a run of points. So all Red Bull need to do is be calm and smart and let their drivers drive. Easy enough, right? But for the things we do know, both teams are in the hunt for the driver's title, and given how McLaren performed last year, this could be the big chunk Max needs to be fully in the fight now, and with this being another sprint weekend, big things could yet again be in store for Max. But now for the drivers to watch, and I think we should keep our eye on Lewis Hamilton. If Lewis is going to come back, what a place to do it. Recently, Lewis has been great, and if he gets a podium here, then my oh my will I cry. Lewis loves this track to death, but will Ferrari be able to support him in the way that he needs? I don't know. So let us see how Lewis can do. Fingers crossed for a win, everybody. But now for the drama of the week, and to be honest, there's like nothing to talk about, so I just got some nice short stories. So let's begin with the biggest one of them all, the penalties in Mexico, or rather, the lack of them. Guys, why are you surprised? The FIA stewards are like notoriously shit when it comes to assigning fair penalties. This year, we have seen bullshit to an unbelievable extreme, so I'm just gonna say it, it's gotta be biased. There's no way on this planet that Behrman is the driver closest to a race ban, while drivers like Max just go away scot-free. My verdict when it comes to the lack of penalties last week is two things. I do believe drivers like Charles and Max absolutely should have been given penalties, since in the case of Charles, it's a literal mystery as to why he didn't get one. He wasn't ahead at the apex, yet was allowed to keep 2nd, and it is strange how drivers can be off circuit for that long and be completely fine. However, that's where my second verdict comes in. Just fix the damn track. It's the same story every single year, and there's a really obvious solution. Just put gravel or create an escape road, something that forces the drivers to actually compromise if they do go off-road. It makes no sense as to why they haven't changed anything yet, but I digress. This situation has boiled over, so yeah, not really much else to talk about. But the next story I have is regarding Behrman's future in the sport. Can you believe people said he was overrated? Just last week, there were people comparing him to fucking Joe of all people. Like, what are we doing? Anyways, I appreciate since day one that Ollie is the real deal. I have seen this man drive cars since 2021, and I can comfortably say he is one of the most talented drivers I have seen. He may not be the fastest, but boy can he lock in and lead when he does have the pace. Plus his overtaking game is mighty sweet as well, since he could overtake very aggressively, but not make any contact with the drivers. Yes, he does have a bit of a loud mouth, but that's something PR training can't fix. Really, Behrman has little flaws, and it does make sense why Ferrari have him as an academy driver and a future Formula 1 driver. He's the epitome of their thinking, since he is really fast and great at overtakes, and while he does have other flaws, he is just that fast. A Behrman Leclerc lineup will feed generations, or even a Behrman Hamilton lineup, so please Ollie, don't fall off. please. Finally, I don't have an F1 story, but rather a NASCAR story. Imagine this. Kimi Antonelli has won 10 races in the season, has basically finished in the top 5 all season long, and is looking absolutely set to win the title by a long shot as 100% the best driver that season. But suddenly, Pierre Gasly wins the title with only 2 wins because the format is essentially last man standing. That is basically what happened in the NASCAR Xfinity Series with Connor Zilisch and Jesse Love. I mean, my goddamn word. Here is how NASCAR playoffs work for those who don't know. It's like a championship elimination style, something completely different to how they were before the playoffs came into effect. Basically, after every couple of races in the 10-race playoff format, people get eliminated, usually the bottom 4 with the least points, and this goes all the way until the final round where NASCAR crowns a new champion. See where this is going? You could be the best driver by far like how Connor was, but if you even have just a mid-race, not even a bad race, or your car just fails on you, you're just out. Imagine Max losing the title in 2023 because of Singapore, even though he won 19 out of 23 races that year. It's ridiculous how NASCAR just haven't changed a thing, but alas, what happened, and next year will be the same discussion. The only good thing for Connor is that he is still very, very young at 18, so he has a long future ahead of him, but please, man, you're too talented for this. Please think bigger, man. Anyways, enough of that. Now for my juicy predictions for Brazil that you skipped to. As always, it must be stated that we will predict 3 things: top 5 in the quali, the top 5 in the race, and a random prediction from any session. It should also be noted that these predictions are based on nothing but pure vibes, so bear with me. We have sprints this weekend, people, and I think they will be a bit boring, so for the sprint pole, I have Max, and for the sprint win, I have Lando with not much else to talk about. So it's time for the main event in qualifying, and I predict that the top 5 on Saturday, starting with 5th, will be Kimi Antonelli, 4th will be Lewis Hamilton, and 3rd will be Oscar Piastri, and 2nd will be Lando Norris, and for pole position, I have Max Verstappen by a cool 10.5 to Lando. Now for the race predictions, and starting with 5th, I have George Russell, and 4th, I have Oscar Piastri, and 3rd, I have Lando Norris, and 2nd, I have Lewis Hamilton, and the winner of the Brazilian Grand Prix is Max Verstappen, who wins yet another rain-soaked race. Time for my random prediction. I think in the main qualifying, there will be a red flag in Q3 for about 30 to 40 minutes. Also, make sure to join the Discord to make your predictions for the weekend and have a chance to appear in the winners and losers. So that was my weekend preview for Brazil. Gotta say, chat, I am pretty damn hyped for this race. Given everything we know from this season and past, there is like a 0% chance that this race will be filled with nothing. Drivers always go bonkers here, plus there is that chance of rain, so let us see what Sunday has in store for us. Anyways, I want to give a quick shout out to all members of the flock for the continued support, and make sure to join if you will cool benefits as well as just helping me out. Anyways, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe since it really helps me out. Make sure to let me know in the comments what your predictions are, and as always, have an amazing day.
Good weather for the duck.